Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Well, hello there. Welcome to another rip-roaring edition of Devils After Dark here on the Let's Go Devils podcast network. I am Scotty, out here in Beverly Hills at the Michael J. Fox Studios, as Sam Wu likes to say. He is on assignment today, so it's just me here on the Saturday sludge as we return from the Four Nations face-off, and the Devils pick up right where they left off, and that's not a good thing. So hello to everyone on YouTube and Facebook, and X. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe so you can come here and, feed the misery of this Devils train right now, which hasn't been going very well since the start of 2025, which is odd because we know Sam Wu has been telling us for years now 2025 is going to be the year, but they are currently under 500. And if they keep in this new year, okay, and if they keep playing this way, they are going to keep tumbling down the standings, and I don't know what else to do over here. Let's talk about it. Saturday game back. Got some good news at the top. Nico Hischier returning to the lineup. That is good. Jacob Markstrom returning to practice. That is good news. Siegenthaler is still out. He's going to be out for a little bit. So Shimon Nemitz was back in the lineup and kind of played like a rookie. Which is to be expected, but according to him, he's ready to go. So I don't know. This game was basically the same thing. I don't really have a lot of notes on here. The Devils had a couple, good moments here or there. They started off the game really well. Kovacevic had a great read on a loose puck in the zone. And he fed Nate Bastian with a great outlet pass right up to the blue line, which led Bastian in there for a partial break on net, catching the Dallas Stars in a change. And, of course, the Devils made another journeyman goaltender, this time Casey DeSmith, look like Marty Brodeur in net for about 50 minutes of this game. He just stopped everything. Everything! Or was it that the Devils weren't getting as good quality chances? I don't know. It does seem like some players, I'm not going to say all, but some players seem to just shoot it right into the goaltender's chest a lot of times, or they just shoot it over the net. So your guess is as good as mine right now. But then the Stars get on the board there in the first period. It was Dandinoff. I got to go back to my game summary over here on the NHL app. There we go. Dandinoff got the first goal. And come on, bring that up. Oh, there we go. What time was that? 3:58 into the first period. Shimon Nemitz out of position. Way too high. Going up around the blue line there, Shimon. Defense. Play back. Stay back. Leaves Dandinoff wide open there. No one's covering him. It's a long-range shot from Dumba. And the rebound's just kind of sitting there on the side, and no one's on Dandinoff. And he just puts it in the back of the net. Bad play. Bad play. Those were the first two shots on goal for in the game for the Dallas Stars. And the second one went in. And then the Devils get a terrible penalty called on that by Brendan Dillon. Who's the big Stars defenseman there? Was just freight training some dudes. Hit Hamilton, knocked over Dawson Mercer. When he hit Dougie, Dillon came in there, and it was just a little like, "Hey, how you doing?" And the referee gives him an unsportsmanlike conduct. Complete BS on that call right there. I didn't see anything that was out of the ordinary. For a little post NHL scrum action, post whistle NHL scrum. It's not like any punches were thrown or really any like massive shoves or anything like that. It was just a hey, hello. You can't be doing that. Brendan Dillon gets in and sportsmanlike. Penalty, and who was it? It was Harley, who had himself a nice Four Nations tournament. Harley gets the power play goal right after that. Gets a pass. He walks in, skates across the blue line, and then just walks right in. Got a nice laser of a snapper there, and someone was parked directly in front of Jake Allen, so he did not see that at all. And 2-0 Stars, and it's just like it's the same. It's the same thing that we were seeing since the beginning of the year. They just, I don't know. To me, it just looks like they are not. I don't know, the beginning of the year, they were all fire, and they were out there, and they were just battling for loose pucks all the time. You couldn't beat them. They were just using that speed, and it just looks like now they're, at times, just going through the motions. I don't get it. And you can't say this team is tired. They just had a 2-week layoff. And you're going to say, okay, well, they're rusty. Well, the Stars had the same thing, and they didn't look anywhere near as bad as the Devils did. So I don't know. Devils get a power play at the end. Nice chance there by, what was it? I think it was Jack was skating around the perimeter, right? And then he had a shot, and it was sitting right at the side of the net there where Stefan Nason was, and it kind of just trickled past his stick. And the Stars defender, unlike the Devils on Dadonov, they were tying up Stefan Nason, so they couldn't get that rebound home. And again, like I said, Casey DeSmith looking like a world beater over there, stopping everything. We're moving into the second period. Devils get pinned in the zone for like 2.5 minutes. They can't even get the puck out. They did have a nice penalty kill. Nico Hischier got a 4-minute double minor there for high sticking, drew blood on whoever it was on Dallas. And the Devils killed it off with some really nice defensive plays. Jake the Snake made a great save right at the end, going post to post with a nice leg save. And you're like, okay, maybe this will give us a little something, a little momentum. Then you get Timo Meier, who played really well tonight. I got to say, Timo played really well. There was a lot of hustle in Timo's game. He split the defense and worked himself out a partial break. He got hauled down and drew a penalty. Thought that would do something, but it did not. It did not. 2-0 going into the third. And finally, like I said, at the 50-minute mark, exactly 10 minutes, Jumpin' Jack Flash finally gets a goal. Power play goal, PPG, coming from Dougie and Bratt. His 25th of the year. Okay, great. Maybe they get a little life. Oh, they give up a goal. 35 seconds later, back to the Dallas Stars. Matt Duchene. Then Jack Hughes gets another one about a minute after that at 11:40. Slap shot. Coming from Bratt and Hamilton again. I wish this was a win, so we would have had 2 football calls from the king of the football calls himself, Sam by God Woo. But we got an L. Because that's it for the Devils. They get one back, and then they immediately give it away. They get another one back, but then they can't get anything going for the rest of the game. And like I would say like the last 10 minutes of the game, Sheldon Keefe finally has changed up his lines a little bit and put Nico, Jack, Jesper, Dougie, and Luke out there on the ice. That's the only way the Devils were like generating sustained offense, it felt like. I don't know what's going on. They give up an empty netter there at the end. Shorthanded empty netter. Whatever. I don't know what's going on with this team. But the team that played in 2024 and the team that's playing in 2025 looks like 2 different teams. And I don't know if they've tuned out Keefe. Sometimes it kind of feels like that. I don't know. I'm not in the locker room, so I can't tell you. But I don't know. When I'm watching these games, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? They literally just kind of, the first 3 minutes of the game, they played really well. And then the last 10 minutes. That's not gonna give you W's in the NHL. It's just not. So the Devils lose again. Can we play every game in Montreal against the Canadiens? Because that seems to be the only way the Devils can get the W's lately, is if they're playing up in Montreal. But I don't know. You guys tell me. This team needs a shakeup. They need something. These went back to the same line combinations that weren't producing. And we had the same sort of game again. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too doom and gloom. I'm not sure. But I was so excited for this game today to get the Devils back out of the Four Nations face-off, which was a lot of fun, great, but we want to win a Stanley Cup. And I thought this team was going to be turbocharged, ready to go, getting this break, and I thought they were going to come out, like a bat out of hell. And they really, they did for the first 3 or 4 minutes, and then it just... I will say Timo had himself a good game, though. He was definitely noticeable out there on the ice. Nico Hischier, again, it's good to have the captain back. Saw a lot of face-off wins, which is nice. We know they disappeared there while Nico was injured. I think Jake the Snake played a good game. Nemitz definitely needs some more developing, to be expected. But I'm not sure what this team they need. I think they need some sort of shakeup. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I thought the Stars were running them today. And in the beginning of the year, you could not run this team. The Devils were one of the leaders in the league in fights. And that is just... And it seems now like you can take shots on them and nothing really happens. I know a lot of people don't like Big Mac. Put him in the lineup. Especially when you're playing a bigger team like the Dallas Stars. What are you losing on your fourth line between Bastian, Tatar, and Lazar? Are you really losing that much? Hell's bells. I've said it before. Put McDermott in a lineup and put him up top with Jack and Jesper and let him just clean house and let Jack and Jesper go wild out there. But to me, it seems like teams they've figured out a game plan. They know they can just shut down the first two lines. The other three don't really produce regularly. The fourth line is like, nothing's there. Paul Cotter is streaky. He's a bottom six player. That's going to happen. Eric Halla, what's he got? Like 2-3 goals on the year? I know he's been hurt, but he hasn't really made any impact. Dawson Mercer, he plays every game. Cool. But he can't, he doesn't finish. How many times have we seen him just shoot like right in front of the net and he'll just shoot it like right into the goalie's pads? I don't know. Like, I think this team needs a shakeup. I know Sam Wu has mentioned it before. A player like a Braden Shen from St. Louis. I know I mentioned Brock Nelson. There's Jake Evans out there. There's a lot of guys out there that can, but they need someone with that spark plug that's also going to go and start some stuff. And like I said, you could disagree with me about McDermott, and that's totally fine. I get it. But I don't, the protection he provides for these guys, like, I don't know. I think it went a long way in the beginning of the season. when he was playing more often. That's just me. But it seems like teams have figured out how to play us. And they have figured out that you just need to shut down those first two lines, and then the Devils aren't getting much production. And we know we've been saying that for a good portion of the season. I don't know. I was just really disappointed with the way they came out and played today. I was expecting a lot more. I was really, really pumped for NHL hockey to be back. I'm glad we survived the Four Nations face-off. Don't pull a Matthew Tkachuk and get hurt in there. Shane Theodore, got hurt. There was a few guys that got dinged up in that. I'm glad that Jack and Jesper, made it through unscathed. And I thought Jack looked a lot better. He looked lost at times in the Four Nations. He looked like, I need my PB&J again. And so he had his moment. They had their moments, but it was nothing sustained, and just felt like they lost a lot of battles that, again, they used to win earlier in the season. So I don't know. I think there's got to be a shakeup at some point somewhere, because they are just continuing on this downward slide. And if we do make the playoffs, you're going to have to play a team with the talent level of a Dallas Stars. And if you, for some reason, happen to play someone who's on the lower seed, they're going to be battling to get in there. One of the wild cards, they're going to be battling to get in there because the race is so tight. They're going to be in playoff mode 2 or 3 weeks before the playoffs even start. Like what are round or two, So they got to figure this out. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm being too critical. That's possible. I don't have Sam Wu here to balance me out. Usually I'm picking him up. But the past couple weeks, it's been Sam Wu cheering me up about the Devils. So let's hear what you have to say. Let's check it out here on the old YouTube. And St. Paul says, hate being teased, but like the fight. Okay. Take it into tomorrow's game in Nashville. Stephen Engel says, relocate the team. Anthony LaPena. Yeah, here you go. Another good push. Way too late. Maybe they give that third period effort in, the first and second periods as well. Yes, exactly. I'm not blaming. I don't think Jake Allen played bad. The first one, Dandanoff was left uncovered. The second, the power play goal by Harley was that was a nasty shot, top shelf, over the shoulder, and whoever it was from the Stars, I can't remember, but I mean, there was a big dude parked right in front of Jake Allen. Like, there's no way he saw that puck. Eddie's cracking himself open an Ann Crew brew. Time to drink. Fair enough. I'm right there with you. AJ Visca. Finish. Where is it? Where's the killer instinct? Where is that finish? We used to have it, and now it seems to disappear. They got to get that back. I don't know. That's on the coaching staff. They got to figure out a way to get these players motivated. Maybe just switch something up. Like I said, Fitzy, maybe you do need to make a trade and bring someone else in. Someone that's going to provide a little bit more of that bulldog mentality and spark. Playoffs? I know, Anthony. Select at least they didn't get shut out. But I wish they would play a full 60 minutes. Man, I feel like we've been saying that about this team for like the last 4 or 5 years. And actually forgot to mention someone who does go out there and hustle for a full 60 minutes, the captain, Nico Hischier. He's back in the lineup. The other day was actually the 4-year anniversary of him being named captain of the New Jersey Devils. So congratulations to Nico. Pollock, first goal was Nemit's fault. Oh, yeah, I know. NJ Devils 420. What's up, bruh? I'm not even sure what to say. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Joseph Lanham. Bad start again. Cost him. Tom doesn't like Timo. See, I thought. Oh, who was that? Joe Mama? Leon Bischel. Right. He's a rookie. Okay. He's a big boy. And he was throwing his body around. And I know Dylan went to him, but then he got that unsportsmanlike. I don't know. Just for me personally, if McDermott is in the lineup, I know he doesn't play a lot, but teams are thinking something else when he's in the lineup because he's going to get some time out there on the ice. Tom, I will disagree, and you're right. You're fine to your opinion. I thought Timo had a strong game. Again, that one shot he had at the side of the net, it was reminiscent of one he had before the Four Nations break where he just couldn't get it up over the, I think it was the leg of the goaltender. I can't remember what game it was. It might have been the Vegas game. But again, here, Casey DeSmith is going to the post. He's got his leg down on the ice, and Timo, he only gets it a few inches off the ice, and leg save over there. Val, the Rangers got crushed by the Sabres. Well, that makes me feel a lot better. I didn't see that score. So that makes me feel better. Hurricanes are getting beat by the Maple Leafs. Okay, thank you, Selecta. I like that one too. They're looks like they might be looking to make a trade too. With someone they just acquired. And St. Pollock, totally agree. There should have been an interference call on Heischer. It wasn't. Don't know how we get that unsportsmanlike. Is Justin Kia out there, or was that Kelly Sutherland? I don't know. I couldn't tell. I can't see too well, Dad. Is that Bill Shakespeare over there across the way? Maybe that's what they need. They need a motivational speaker. His name is Matt Foley. He's been down in the basement for the last 4 hours drinking coffee. I'm going to call him up and let's see what he has to say. Gonna be eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river. Nobody wants that. NJ Devils 420. Yeah, I thought Timo played well today. I don't have a problem. I mean, he needs to put the damn puck in the net, but his game overall, I don't think has been struggling. I think he's actually been very solid defensively. I don't know if you've noticed a lot, but Timo Meier has been getting back and covering a lot for our defensemen. So, listen, we pay Timo to put the puck in the net, though. That is a massive part that we need him to really, really pick up. But I think his overall game has been pretty good. And he bulldogged his way through that defense to draw that penalty as well today. So I don't really have much of a problem with Timo, but I understand you got your own opinions, and that's what this show is all about. We want to hear from everyone. Brooke, Amanda, Hughes, and Bratt. Yeah, they looked good again, but again, it was like the last 10 minutes of the game where they really kind of took off. I don't know if Jack was a little jet lagged or whatever. It didn't seem like Jack was in full gear there. It seemed like he was like stuck in third for a good portion of the game. Jack usually has that extra, that extra charge that he can really go to whenever he wants. And it didn't seem like it was there at first. And then the last 10 minutes, which is becoming an unpopular trend amongst Devil fans, they wait till the third period to start playing. Hey, it's Chris. Wouldn't lose sleep if the Devils traded Mercer, Nemec, and Tatar. Yeah, I probably wouldn't either. The problem is their stock is so down right now. Man, Mercer is just he's a solid, but he can't put the puck. It seems like he can't put the puck in the net all of a sudden. I don't know. He's the one I really think of. Like, it's just like I'm going to shoot it into the goalie's chest or I'm going to miss the net. And he puts himself in good position to get, pucks and stuff like that, but he just doesn't have that finish. That's what we're talking about. This team just lacks that killer instinct. And they have the guys that can do it, but it's just something's just missing. Joe Mama is going to take a lot more to get Brady Tkachuk. Oh, yeah. Brooke, Jake Allen was very good in games in the game today. Samuel will not be ordering his jersey. But don't worry, if you didn't hear, Brooke, Jacob Markstrom is practicing again, so he will be back with the team soon. Anthony, Nemec, Mercer, and a pick for Tkachuk and some salary retention. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen there. Selecta, there you go, dude. The Devils have to start on time every game from here on. Otherwise, they'll have no chance of going deep in the playoffs. Exactly. If they play this way in the playoffs, they are going to be bounced in the first round. And if they keep playing this way, there's a chance they may not make the playoffs. Because that massive point lead that they had at the beginning of the season has really dwindled. We got, 24 games left now? The Blue Jackets are 8 points behind with 2 games in hand. The Rangers and the Flyers are behind them as well, but that would be my concern, is the Blue Jackets catching up. And who is it? It's the Red Wings and the Senators, I believe, in the Boston. Boston, I'm sorry. Boston and the right, is it Boston and the Sens? I gotta look at the I could have swore that's what it was. Oh no, I'm sorry. It is Detroit and the Sens in the wild card. 62-62. Columbus has got 60. Boston's also got 60 points as well. But yeah, Devils with 58 games played are 31-21-6 with 68 points. Now, luckily, Columbus is kind of cratering a little bit as well, but that's not how you want to go into the playoffs. Is another team loses its way out. You want to win your way in. Hey, it's Chris. Play Seamus Casey tomorrow. Might be. Steven Engel agrees. Yeah, this fourth line has just been abysmal. They really have. So, and like I said, I get it. Everyone has their opinion on, the big, heavyweight type of player on there. But I don't know. This team was different. They were dropping the gloves. They were hitting people. Teams were looking over their shoulder. And it wasn't only because of McDermott either. But it seems like Dylan and Kovacevic, even Paul Cotter, you don't see those big hits coming through anymore. Stefan Nason is still there in the dirty areas, but I don't even really see him throwing a lot. I mean, I guess I would have to look at the complete box score for it. But I feel like nowadays it's more the Devils receiving rather than giving the big hits. I don't know. That's just me. AJ says, I honestly think Keith has lost the locker room. It does kind of feel little Lindy-esque at this point. They got to shake up something. Because it does, I mean, to me, it feels like they're just like, this is our game plan. This is what we're doing. We're going to do the same thing. And the same thing ain't working all of a sudden. You have to adjust. Oh, Dawson Mercer, where art thou? Nicely done, Selecta. Brooke, yeah, I don't know. What is Fitzy waiting for? Wait, your tongue hurts. I'm you know what? I'm not even going to go there, Brooke. I'm not sure what's going on there. Unless you were biting it because you were so nervous. Nick Adams says, get Timo, Hamilton, Palat, and Mercer off this team. $28 million in cap space for 4 guys who are doing nothing. Dino has a good one here. Coaching staff. This is the 3rd head coach now with the same issue. That's a valid point as well. Mike Rosenweig. Good evening to you, sir. Not well done performance tonight. Nah, it wasn't. And Dino, yeah, it is a red flag. Brooke is throwing the hair flip out there. Yeah, those Capitals, man, they really just, they're so old. They can't handle it. Oh, wait, they just put up 8 goals today. Yes, Pollock, I think Selecta was going with the sarcasm. I don't think we could do the sarcasm font in the YouTube comments, unfortunately. Yeah, Stephen Angle, you're right. Like we said, the first 4 minutes, they look good. Then they went to sleep until about 10 minutes to go in the game. Like, Casey DeSmith is a journeyman goaltender, and he looked like a 5-time Vezina winner out there tonight. And this is not the first time we've said that. And we've used the excuse as the Devils are a benchmark team, that other teams get up to play their best against them and blah, blah, blah. That's what we were saying on all those shutouts that have happened so far in this season. And other games where it's just like, how is this backup goaltender, looking like Marty Brodeur out there against this team? What did that killer instinct? It's not there. Robert Isaacson. I thought it was interesting throwing all the big guys out there at the same time. I mean, they had to. It was the only thing that was producing anything. I will say Palat had a nice, that was in the first 4 minutes of the game. Palat had a nice tip off of someone's long-range shot. I don't know if it was Dougie or Dylan or whomever. Palat had a nice tip downward, but DeSmith, gobbled it on up. And say Dawson looks stuck. Yeah, he does. Stuck at his creek. They got to bring back the beefalytics. That's right, Selecta. Listen to Sam Wu. He's a man who loves his beefalytics. Don't we all? Bring him back, because guess what? This next run is going to be, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be another massive road trip. Let's just look at it real quick because I forgot exactly. I know they're going tomorrow. They're probably heading out onto the plane pretty soon to go down to Nashville. Another 6 p.m. Eastern start time. Correct, right? That's 3 for me. Yep. Oh, it's on the NHL network tomorrow. I got to remember to hit the old DVR in case I missed the first 10 minutes of the game. Then they go to Colorado on Wednesday. Then Utah. Okay. Then Vegas. And we all know about the Girl Scouts in Vegas and Jake Allen. It's going to be a difficult game. Just ask Sam Wu about that. You got Dallas, and you get Vegas, and then you get Dallas again, and then Winnipeg. You come home, and the first game he plays against friggin' Winnipeg. Then you get Philly, the Blue Jackets, the Oilers. Whew. The Devils do not have an easy road ahead of them. They have to figure this out, and they got to start playing a full 60-minute game. And bring back the damn beef. You're playing a bigger team. Put McDermott in there. I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I got. I don't want to be too doom and gloom. Yes, first game is against the Preds tomorrow, Selecta. Yes, you are correct. And then the first game back at home when the trip ends is against the Jets. So they come off the road after like a 5-game or 6-game road trip, and then your first day back, you get the friggin' Jets coming in and Hellebuck. Oof. It's not going to be easy. This team performed so well in the beginning of the season, they need to get back to that. How do they do that? Coaching staff, Fitzy maybe with a shakeup, or I don't know if you need like a players-only meeting at this point to say, hey, boys, what the hell is going on? Why can't we play 60 minutes? Have we seen Nemitz, not being responsible in the D zone? Yeah, I mean, that was the first goal today. He needs developing. He's a young kid. I get it. I mean, he doesn't feel like he needs it, but in reality, he does. So, I don't know. Something needs to change up tomorrow, though, because they're going to be right back at it. And oh boy, is Beer Baron going to be PO'd on here tomorrow night when we do the big show if the Devils play the same way again. Does Fitzy get fired if they miss the playoffs? Oh, you're all good, Selecta. You're all good. How many things do I screw up on here? I screw up everyone's name all the time. I get things wrong all the time, so don't even worry about it, bud. I don't know. That's going to be NJ Devils 420. That's going to be a good question. What if the Devils fully collapse and miss the playoffs this year? What there's going to have to be a change somewhere. Is that GM? Is that coach? Or is that some of these core players? Some's got to give somewhere. Either that or they got to figure their shit out and get it back on track like it was in the first part of the season. But if teams have got the game plan, they know how to shut you down, and it's really, you're only getting production from your top 2 lines, you got to come up with something else to shake things up. Right now, those are my two biggest things. No 60 minutes worth of play, and it seems like they're just doing the same thing over and over again out there. Now, I've never coached hockey. I'm just a fan. So maybe I'm wrong. But it was after the first 4 minutes of this game, it just seemed kind of, there was a couple flashes here and there, but the majority of the time it almost felt like, oh, that was because, maybe the Stars made a mistake. But the Devils didn't cash in on it. They made Casey DeSmith look like an all-star. Nemec is not Topper Harley. Oh, man. Good old Hot Shots. Great movie. Lloyd Bridges. My cap blew off. How can I be an admiral without my cap? Maybe that's what happened with Sheldon Keefe. He needs his cap. Put Rabinowitz in a lifeboat. Have him row circles until we come back around. That could be days, Admiral. So put some food in the lifeboat, man. Do I have to think of everything? We will see. Right now, let us hope. Let us hope. And Brooke, we may all be calling you pretty soon for some therapy sessions. But let us hope this was the first game back rustiness. Even though I don't think it was. I'm going to hope that's what it is. And tomorrow, they're going to get in the honky-tonk mood. Maybe they'll do a honky-tonk man or Jeff Jarrett guitar over the head to the Nashville Predators and get themselves on a winning streak. Maybe even longer than 2 games. Can we get I know the 4-game streak seems impossible. Can we maybe get back to like 2 or 3 game winning streak? We shall find out. But we'll be back tomorrow here on the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network, doing another Devils After Dark, and of course, game day live beforehand with our man Vinny Parisi and Shorts Guy, taking you through all of the pregame action. I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in post-game here and letting some of the frustrations out. It's okay. We got a vent. We were on this high, this 4 Nations high, and the Devils came and kind of crashed it back down. But tomorrow is another day and another opportunity to switch it up, coaching staff, and play a full 60 minutes. Players. Let's go, Captain. Nico, I know you've done everything this year, but you got one more job. Get these boys out of this rut. We'll be back again tomorrow to talk about it. Until next time, let's go Devils.